Most wholesalers think getting leads means buying a bigger list, sending more mail, and making more calls. But there's a way to pull motivated seller leads so fast it feels illegal. For example, there was a woman who texted us at 9 o'clock at night. She wanted to sell her house. We texted her back before she even put her phone down. I kid you not. Not the next day, not an hour later, literally within seconds. And guys, this isn't just hustle porn. MIT actually studied this. They found that if you call a lead within 5 minutes, you're 100 times more likely to connect with them than if you waited 30 minutes. Not 100%, 100 times. And most wholesalers are calling back in hours, sometimes days. And the math says they've already lost the deal. And if you're still calling leads back the next morning, you're losing deals you could have had. Stick with me. I'm gonna show you exactly how we do this. By the end of this video, you're going to have the exact stack I use to generate and respond to sellers faster than 90% of wholesalers out there. And most of it is free or it's dirt cheap. So why do wholesalers or most wholesalers with these massive lists still starve for deals? Well, to understand why, I think it's better to give an example so it sinks in more. Imagine a guy who buys a giant list, blasts out mail to 2,000 people, and he finally gets a call back. He sees the missed call 4 hours later, calls back the next morning. But by now, the seller already talked to 3 other investors and picked one already. The guy did everything right. He just did it slow. Sellers go cold in minutes, guys, not days, minutes. And I'm not making that up. That same MIT study found your odds of qualifying a lead drop by 80% if you wait even a few minutes. The interest literally decays while the phone's ringing inside your pocket. But most wholesalers respond in hours and sometimes days, if they respond at all. So it's not a hustle problem, it's honestly a systems problem. And the winner isn't whoever calls the most people, it's whoever calls first. Therefore, the whole game becomes about crushing the time between a seller raising their hand and you actually hitting them back. Now, before we even talk about speed, you gotta ask yourself who you're actually calling in the first place. Because this is where most guys bleed money before they even start. Man, there is a huge mistake that I see constantly. I see these guys buying one giant bulk list off some $99 software and dial 10,000 cold names that every other wholesaler on the market already has. You're not the only one calling that list. That seller's already annoyed, and by the time you get to them, they don't want to talk to you. But lucky for you, I have a fix for all of this. All you need to do is combine 2 or 3 motivated seller triggers, pre-foreclosure, plus tax delinquent, plus a tired landlord or vacant property. When those overlap, that's your list. The hottest sellers in your entire market show up on multiple lists at the same time. That overlap is who you want to contact. So stop cold calling generic lists. Call the overlap where the pain actually stacks up and you're gonna watch your conversion rate go through the roof. Now that you've got a small red hot list, but a hot list sitting in a spreadsheet does nothing, guys. Speed is what turns it into a deal. But now for the part of the video you have been dying for me to get to. How do you actually respond in seconds when you're not glued to your phone all day? Let me walk you through it like a story because I'm a visual learner and stories help things stick. All right, so imagine a lead hits your CRM. The second it lands, an automatic text fires off. When a seller responds to your text message, an AI system actually auto-responds back to the seller within seconds. You did nothing. You were probably in the shower, eating lunch, whatever you're doing, but the machine already touched that lead before your competitor even woke up and checked his phone. You're not faster because you're grinding harder than everybody else. You're faster because the system responds the instant someone shows interest. But one channel alone still misses sellers who would rather talk a different way. Back to the topic of mistakes. Something I see a lot is a mistake even good experienced wholesalers still make. Why do sequential campaigns leave so much money on the table? So the old way looks like this. Mail goes out week 1, calls start week 2, texts finally hit week 3, everything's dripped out over a month. You need to flip it. Mail, cold calls, and texts all hit that same stack list on day 1. Because sellers respond through whatever channel they're comfortable with. Some people never pick up unknown numbers, but they'll read a text. Some people ignore text, but they open email. You don't know which one until you hit all 3 at once. So don't drip your channels out over weeks. Launch them together on day 1 and let the seller decide how they want to answer. Remember I told you there's a step that quietly closes deals while you're asleep? Well, here it is. Most wholesalers call once, nobody answers, and that lead honestly just dies. Forever, gone, finito, never touched again. But here's what we do instead. A lead that ignores one call gets touched 5 to 7 more times automatically. Hands-free, no VA sitting there remembering to follow up, no sticky note on your desk. Now remember that MIT stat, 5 minutes to stay, 100 times more likely to connect. We went from almost 6 hours to under 2 minutes. We're not near the window, we're inside it every single time. And I've had a specific deal, a probate lead that never picked up on the first call, got touched by our system for 2 straight weeks before she finally responded. And that deal alone was a $17,000 assignment. Under the old process, that lead would have gone into the trash pile after day 2. The deals aren't sitting in the first call, guys. They're in the follow-up, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now that happens without you lifting a finger. So let's zoom out for a second. None of what I just showed you is about working harder. It's about the seconds between a seller showing interest and your team's response. List stacking gets you talking to the right people. Instant speed to lead gets you there. Launching every channel on day 1 catches sellers however they want to talk. And the follow-up system makes sure nobody ever falls through the cracks again. This entire stack, the list, logic, the instant text, the auto SMS AI, the follow-up sequences, all already built inside a CRM we use ourselves every single day. And I'm not gonna sit here and hard sell you on it. Just go check the link in the description if you want to see the system running for real instead of building it all for yourself from scratch. Because next time you're chasing a lead the slow way, just remember someone else already texted that seller back before you even saw the missed call. But if you're not ready for that, and you want to learn about the biggest opportunity in wholesaling since 2008, then click right here to watch that video next because I break it down in a way nobody else is talking about right now.